Your tomato vines are still loaded with green fruit, but the nights are getting colder, and this is where one wrong late-season decision can waste months of growing. Pick everything too early, and you may sacrifice fruit that could have finished on the vine. Wait too long, and a sudden cold night can damage tomatoes you could have saved. And here's the part many gardeners miss. Not every green tomato is at the same stage. Some can ripen beautifully after harvest. Others are simply too immature. Before you start picking or stripping leaves to speed things up, you need to know which fruit still has a real chance. The first thing to check is not the date on the calendar. It's the forecast for your garden. A cool September night in Minnesota, southern Ontario, or the Canadian prairies can mean something very different from the same date in southern England, coastal British Columbia, or a warmer part of the United States. And frost is not the only concern. As temperatures fall, tomato fruit generally ripens more slowly. Mature green tomatoes ripen best under moderately warm conditions. Penn State notes that normal ripening is impaired when temperatures become too cool, while Minnesota Extension recommends bringing fruit indoors when frost threatens. So don't wait for a calendar date to tell you what to do. Look at the next several nights. If conditions are simply becoming cool but frost is not expected, and useful daytime warmth is returning, you may still have time to leave promising fruit attached. But if your forecast begins showing temperatures close to freezing, especially with frost warnings, that changes the calculation quickly. Frost can kill tomato plants, and temporary autumn warmth cannot undo fruit that has already been cold damaged. The next question, then, is the one that decides what you save. Which of those completely green tomatoes are actually mature enough to finish ripening? And this is where green color can fool you. Two tomatoes can look equally green from several feet away, yet one may be capable of ripening indoors while the other is simply too young. Look first at size and surface. A mature green tomato is generally close to its final size. Depending on the variety, the deep immature green may begin looking lighter, and some fruit develop a whitish or pale green star around the blossom end. Colorado State Extension also describes suitable fruit as having a glossy green appearance. Now compare that with a tiny, hard tomato that is only recently formed. If it is still noticeably undersized and uniformly immature looking, don't assume bringing it indoors will magically finish the job. Then there is the easiest group, breaker stage tomatoes. These have just begun showing their first visible blush of the variety's mature color, often starting near the blossom end. Once fruit reaches this stage, it can continue ripening after harvest. So when cold weather approaches, don't sort your crop into simply red and green. Sort it by maturity, because once you've identified the tomatoes with a realistic chance of finishing, the next decision becomes much easier. Which one should you harvest first, and which are still worth leaving on the vine? Start with a fruit that has already begun to change color. If you can see that first blush at the blossom end, the breaker stage, those tomatoes are excellent candidates to harvest when cold weather is closing in. They can continue ripening after picking. So leaving them outside simply to become fully colored may add unnecessary risk. Next are the full-size mature green tomatoes. Glossy, well-developed fruit that looks close to finished size even though it is still green. If several reasonable growing days remain, these can stay attached a little longer. But when frost threatens bring them in, mature green fruit can often ripen satisfactorily indoors. Treat cracked, bruised, rotting, or disease-looking tomatoes differently. Don't bury questionable fruit in a box with healthy tomatoes and hope for the best. Separate immediately and save only sound, blemish-free fruit for longer indoor ripening. And those tiny, newly formed green tomatoes? They are the lowest priority. If they're still clearly immature when serious cold arrives, picking them won't suddenly turn them into mature fruit. So don't harvest by green versus red. Harvest by maturity, condition, and weather risk. But before you empty the vines, there's another question. Can you stop the plant spending energy on growth that no longer has time to finish? Late in the season, an indeterminate tomato can keep doing exactly what it was designed to do. Grow longer stems, open new flowers, and set more fruit right up until cold weather stops it. But if your realistic growing window is nearly over, those brand new flowers and marble-sized tomatoes may have little chance of producing a worthwhile harvest. At that point, removing some obviously late flowers and very immature fruit can make more sense than asking the plant to continue expanding. With a vigorous, indeterminate plant, some gardeners also pinch out the growing tip late in the season to stop additional vine extension. But treat topping as a timing decision, not a magic ripening switch. Do it too early, and you can give up productive growth that still had time to develop. And don't apply the same rule automatically to determinate tomatoes. Their growth pattern is different. The terminal growth naturally ends as the plant sets its crop, and unnecessary pruning can reduce yield. The practical question is simple. Does this new growth realistically have time to produce something worth harvesting before cold ends the season? If not, stop investing in the future crop. But there's one shortcut you should resist. Stripping away healthy leaves because you think exposing every green tomato to sunlight will make it ripen faster. Those healthy leaves are not just sitting there in the way. They are still the plant's solar panels, using light to make sugars that support the fruit and the rest of the plant. So cutting off large amount of foliage in an attempt to put more sun on the tomatoes can solve one imaginary problem while creating a real one. Tomato fruit does not need to be baking in direct sunlight to ripen. In fact, foliage provides valuable shade. University of Minnesota and Colorado State Extension both warn that tomatoes exposed by heavy pruning or loss of leaves are more vulnerable to sun scald, those pale, whitish patches that can eventually become damaged and invite decay. That doesn't mean never remove a leaf. If lower foliage is badly diseased, dead, or creating a genuine airflow problem, selective removal can be sensible. But there's a big difference between cleaning up problem foliage and stripping a healthy plant almost bare. Late in the season, your goal is not to expose every tomato to maximum sunlight. It is to keep enough healthy plant working while protecting the fruit you already have. And once those mature tomatoes finally come off the vine, sunlight becomes even less important. Because the best place to turn a green tomato red may not be a sunny windowsill at all. Once tomatoes come indoors, forget the idea that they need a sunny windowsill. Light is not required for harvested tomatoes to ripen. Minnesota Extension specifically notes that warmth matters more than light, so a dry indoor location at normal room temperature can work perfectly well. Start only with sound mature green or partially colored fruit. Remove anything bruised, cracked, or showing rot, because damaged fruit can deteriorate quickly and affect the rest. A simple setup is a shallow cardboard box or tray, with the tomatoes arranged 1 or 2 layers deep rather than piled into a heap. Colorado State recommends roughly 55 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit for indoor ripening. Fruit ripens faster toward the warmer end, while storage below about 50 degrees Fahrenheit can hurt flavor. Check the tomatoes every few days and remove each one as it ripens, or at the first sign of decay. And that banana trick? There is real biology behind it. Ripening fruit releases ethylene, a natural plant hormone involved in tomato ripening. Adding a ripe tomato or banana can increase ethylene around the green fruit and speed the process. But it is optional, not a requirement. But what if only one unusually cold night is forecast, followed by several warmer days? Do you really need to harvest everything? If that cold night is an isolated event, temporary protection may buy you a little more useful growing time. The key word is temporary. When a light frost is forecast and several milder days are expected afterward, frost cloth or roll cover can trap some of the heat rising from the soil and keep the air immediately around the plant slightly warmer. Depending on its weight, roll cover material can provide several degrees of frost protection, but that does not turn a tomato into a cold hardy plant. For tall tomatoes, support the material over the plant, so a heavy blanket isn't crushing stems and fruit. Bring the covering down around the plant and secure the edges near the ground rather than leaving large gaps where warmer air can escape. A lightweight blanket can also provide short-term protection. If you use plastic, don't let it rest directly against the foliage. And once the danger is past, remove or ventilate coverings so temperatures don't build excessively underneath them. But ask what you're actually buying with that effort. If one frosty night is followed by a stretch of useful ripening weather, protecting the plant may make sense. If repeated freezes and steadily colder weather are arriving, you're no longer extending a meaningful season. At that point, the smarter question becomes, when do you stop trying to save the plant and start saving the harvest? At this point in the season, stop asking, how do I keep this plant growing? and start asking, what gives the tomatoes I already have the best chance? Use the forecast as your first filter. If nights are only cool and a stretch of mild weather is returning, healthy plants can still earn a little more time. If frost is approaching, look at the fruit itself. Tomatoes already showing color are easy candidates to harvest. Full-size mature green fruit may also be worth bringing indoors, but tiny, newly formed tomatoes have much less working in their favor, no matter how much you want to save them. Then look at the plant. A healthy vine carrying worthwhile fruit may justify protecting through one brief cold night. A badly declining plant facing repeated cold weather usually does not. And ask one more question before dragging blankets and supports across the garden. What happens after night? Protection makes sense when it buys you several useful days. It makes far less sense when another frost, then another, is already in the forecast. Late season success is not about keeping a tomato plant alive for as long as physically possible. It is about recognizing the moment when the crop becomes more valuable off the plant than on it. And that leaves one final rule for those vines still covered in green tomatoes. So if you're standing in front of vines still covered with green tomatoes and colder nights are closing in, don't let the color alone make the decision for you. Look at maturity, look at the forecast, and look at what weather is coming after that cold night. A full-size mature green tomato may still finish beautifully indoors. A tiny immature one may not. And one protected night can be worthwhile if several mild days follow. But there comes a point when saving the harvest matters more than saving the plant. Remember this rule. Don't harvest by color alone. Harvest by maturity, forecast, and what weather comes next. What's your average first frost date? And how many green tomatoes are still on your plants?